We're just gonna kind of hang out and watch for some flow and see what we get. And if anybody has flow they want me to look up or anything, feel free to just let me know. Guac, what's up? Just kind of letting people hop in here. Yeah, pretty eventful. And I was watching some of that press conference too a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta turn this off. It's so funny watching that stuff. Well, let's see. We had these Apple calls coming. I kind of looked these over before I hopped in and look at them right away, and you can see that IV. Where were we? Defunk. Um. Okay, let me check the mic again. 1 second. All right, 1 second. Okay, how's it sound now? How's the sound now? Should be good now. Okay, yeah. For some reason Discord always swaps my mic to my speaker, and it's like I'm not trying to speak into my speaker. Why would I do that? But yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I know sometimes there's always that little tech issue at the beginning. But yeah, I was kind of looking at these Apple calls that came in and kind of passed on these just because we kind of had that IV drop when that flow came in here, and kind of, I mean, nothing super good there, but we'll keep an eye out. And if any of you guys have anything you want me to look up specifically, feel free to kind of just shout it out in the chat. But I want to look at these MSTRs that came in. Oh, they're kind of moving a little bit, 420 up to 455. Now that I said that, we're going to drop a little bit. Those GE calls made a nice intraday move there. Lily, those made a nice move there. Still near the high of the day still. Those AMATs really looking good from yesterday. Tiva, those kind of made a nice little move yesterday. Looks like that whale's still in, but could be a little discounted entry. 65, those kind of hit that 80 there. So a good little intraday move. Coin, these ones. Oh, what's going on here now? No, okay, I want to go 2 days. IoT put, let's take a peek. Did it just come in? Oh, right here, okay. So not right at the ask, but let's take a peek here, and I'm guessing it's not full ask side, but we can take a peek. So good premium. Looks like, so this one's a little tougher. So you had, we're just going to say 4,000 contracts to make the math a little easier there. Then you got about 3, 6. See, I'm just kind of doing some math there. So, I mean, you're pretty close to maybe seeing these come off at the ask. I mean, you have to kind of wait till Monday, obviously, to see that open interest change. But this is the one that would have been alerted here. So let's just take a peek at that. So, okay, so IV spikes a little bit there. Just kind of trying to follow this up and see. So IV spikes. Yeah, see, so now this is where it kind of throws me off. So this is your volume that came in here. So obviously you had that IV spike, and then once that volume comes in here with that premium, that IV drop. So a little tougher to know. And let's see, so we got earnings in 6 days, and these expire in 14. So we know how fun earnings plays are, so. But good example there, Karma. Good example. And while we wait for some flow to come in, I'll tell you guys, I have the best little co-worker here. I just want to... Oh, let's see. MSTR some... Okay, well, we're going to pause what I was going to show, but... Let's look at these MSTR. So coming in at the ask, good size. A lot of volume on it already, but... This looks pretty... multi-leg's up there a little bit, 25%. But yeah, I mean, when you come here, 55.68. So yeah, I mean, that IV kind of drops a little bit when that comes in from that. And I wouldn't say it drops that much because, I mean, the timing's not all there, but once that comes in, I mean, in one contract, that's not a lot. Yeah, that's a tough one. Especially kind of with all that prior volume before, and with it being multi-leg, I'd probably pass on that. But we can see what part is multi-leg. It's going to be in here probably. Oh, let's see. Let's just see what's multi-leg. I need to remove the time here. 1 second. We're going to come back in here. They did an update, and usually you have that remove. You can remove the time here. Let's see. Just trying to see where all that multi-leg is. So let's see. It's not. I'm trying to remove my time so I can come in here, and it's not cooperating with me. Let's see. So today. Okay. Let's see if we can find that multi-leg part. So it's going to be in here. So it's tone. And I am not a spread trader, so forgive me for not just being able to shout it out. I don't trade spreads. But it looks like, so a long diagonal spread bullish call. So I always just pop it into the option profit calculator just to kind of see. Pop that to the table. So it's a, so either way for them. So something like this, perfect to avoid something like that. So we're going to pop out of that one. And I want to go back to the micro strategies that we did post. Jeez, it's getting a lot of action here. Yeah, and I want to find a little earlier, before that pop, I saw these a little bit earlier. I was going to try to post these, but right when I was posting them, by the time I got to it, I mean, it was already up like 20%, and I was like, are you kidding me? The thing moved fast, and that was based off news, but interesting there. ETF flow is pretty quiet today. A lot of volume on this. 80,000 today. Then we had another 40 yesterday. Yeah. See, so I mean, like something like this, hard to fully know until that would carry over into Monday, because you can exit at the ask. See what else we got here. Those SPY puts that came in. Yeah, we did have some SPY puts earlier. I think I gotta go back and look here. Let's see. Nope, that was not today. Looked at these and okay, that's why I was like, why didn't I post those? It was 80% multi-leg almost. I was looking at them, but yeah, how are we doing market tide wise? Yeah, just a lot of that put premiums coming from Nvidia there. Just kind of a boring little day there. I mean, market's only down about 1/3% now from the lows. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty flush where we opened, essentially. Pretty good volume today, 52 million. How we doing? A little bit below our average, but obviously we're in the... I'm just going to draw a really crappy chart here. I mean, we're sitting right in here. You're right in your little resistance spot. So gonna be interesting what happens here. What else? And if any of you guys have any questions or anything you want me to take a peek at, just feel free to drop them. Otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of look around here, see what's going on. Let's see. I want to see what's going for our hottest today. So the MicroStrategy 7-day. Oh, that's the big one that we just came in. The 25% multi-leg. Those Apple calls. Hottest contracts, but I just didn't like how that flow read. Snow. Kind of moving up a little bit. $77.8 doesn't overlap. Just kind of like to take a peek. Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of premium coming in today. I mean, I usually look at premium like at least 300,000 and above is kind of starting to see significant premium. Obviously, depending on the stock, it can change. But I mean, like if you see 150,000 on like a Ford, that doesn't get a ton of volume and premium versus 150,000 on a Tesla. Just kind of, I like to think of it as kind of market cap. Higher the market cap, the higher the premium. Lower the market cap, lower the premium, etc. like that. Let's see. Yeah, just not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. These XLEs. Some volume. When we get that volume here, about the 21st. Yeah, definitely an opener here. See, there's my remove my time filter. Shows up there, but not in the other one when I was looking for that. Let's see. Okay, so I can't read that IV because I don't really have anything coming in there. Well, we got drop a little bit here. Not a ton of size, but something to make you think. A lot of put premium there too. Can always come in. This XLE. Let's see. Put multi-leg. So bid side call. Yeah, just a lot of junk on this one, kinda. We'll keep that up just in case we need it. See how we're looking for highest volume. So those Tesla 200 puts. So this is an interesting one. No multi-leg. 200 puts. Oh, that's kind of, oh, never mind. 43% out of the money. Ignore me, but yeah. Can't even read that one. And it's so far out of the money, Theta's just going to eat those things over the weekend. Barring a major news drop or something. See, so we saw the DJTs, obviously. Let's see, what else do we got here? When I'm looking at the highest volume too, I have it obviously set up so it's your highest volume, but I always kind of pay attention to the premium here. If you have something that's... Well, let's see if I can find an example here. There's not a lot of volume coming in today either, man. Like, let's see, let's go back to yesterday. Like, if you have something, yeah, that's tougher. I mean, it's a smaller cap one there, so you're not going to see a lot of trading there. But like, I'm always kind of paying attention to the premiums with the volume. I like seeing that higher volume with the premiums. Vuzi, well, let's look at Vuzi for you. Let's go look at Vuzi for you. What do we got going on today? This one doesn't see a lot of premium, does it? Let's go here. We'll take a peek. Oh, that's why. Trying to get me to look at $2, $3 stocks. Let's see what we got here. So your highest open interest, you got a 7 call here for 116, 2 call. Look at these for you. When did all that volume come in? Oh wow. That open interest has been sitting there for a while. Came back in on December 26th. Okay. Oh, I can't even go back that far. Let's do it like this. Let's see. I want to go back to December 26th for you. We'll go back in. See if I can get there this way. So we're doing the 116.7 call. I got it here, but I can't go back that far and look. Yeah, I wish I could get back further and look at that one. But that is, we'll just come back here and kind of look. Yeah, let's see when this one came in. So, okay, well, we had a lot of volume on this one yesterday, so we can take a peek. So let's see. The 6 call for 718, a little shorter time. 137. 5 IV, kind of bouncing around there. Obviously, that's kind of more that descending fill there kind of concerns me a little bit. That's just one contract. Let's look at another one. Hope this one didn't come in December too. And this one came in probably. There's a lot going on in this one. So it looks like somebody handed contracts off to somebody there on the 23rd because you don't see that open interest change. Somebody sold some there. Just want to see where that big volume came in. So back in... Oh, this almost looks like somebody's handing contracts off. I can't even get back to when that original volume came in. So this volume's been sitting there for a while. Let's see, today you're trading about 1.5 times the typical volume. Just kind of looking at your volume. You do yesterday 6 times, so you had your big move there. So that could be a reason why you're seeing a pullback there, not a lot of volume today. Yeah, I mean, those big days where you have that volume, you're seeing that stock spike typically. See what else I can find in here for you. How about we look at the gamma? So yeah, just kind of, so I mean, it's always positive. Price came back there. I mean, could see a maybe more range based here until that price catches up to that gamma. It's kind of taking a peek here for you. So you got a lot of call gamma on that 718, the 1017, and the 116. A lot of call gamma, net call gamma. I mean, it looks like a bullish setup there for you. I think it's a good setup if you like trading $3 penny stocks. Not a big fan of that. Delta's increasing, so that's a good sign there. Let's see what else I can. Let's go back here. A lot of bearish premium. Let's see. Obviously last year though, but a lot of buy doesn't get a lot of ratings. Insider buy there spiked after that. Little insider sell, looks like, from February 3rd. Kind of dipped a little bit after that. Kind of funny how yeah, that's an issue sometimes too. I mean, if you get a good hit on options, it's kind of irrelevant at that point, but yeah, I mean, let's look at your last 14 days. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't see a lot of premiums there. I mean, your net call premium spiked there on the 27th and then kind of seeing a little come off here, but you can see we spiked there after that. Yeah, good little find, gave us something to look at. How's that MicroStrategy doing? Running a little bit. 420, 454, yeah. GE still pumping to the high of the day. Lilly near the high of the day. These near the coming back a little bit. Probably have stops on there at this point. 28 days. Tiva, man, this almost looks like a decent dip buy there. 21 days on those. They did make a nice little move already. How we look in volume? Yeah, not a lot of volume today. Coin. Believe this whale came in. Let's see at the mid-fill. Let's see if we can. That's more towards the ask there, but it looks like it's multi-leg. Oops. So it's a bullish multi-leg trade. Interesting. Let's see. ABBV. That guy got slaughtered. That flow looked good too at the time when it came in. Yeah, I mean, the flow looked good. I mean, that wider spread there. But again, you never know what whales are doing. That's why you gotta always kind of be cautious. Hims. Wow. That's crazy. And this one's interesting because we had this whale coming at 425. Looks like they cut the same day at 401. Now they're hitting 490 today. Still 34 days on those, but up almost 7%. Vivin, this one's a 205, hit 220, trading at about 151 now. This overlaps earnings. Did I accidentally throw this in the ask side flow? Whoopsies. Yeah, sometimes when I'm reading the flow, because when I'm on the main thing here, sometimes I'll see that earnings there, and then for some reason I'll get it mixed up with the IV. I'm dyslexic or something. Let's see, so I'm going to remove that one because that is earnings flow. DJT, those made a nice little move there. Looks like that whale's still in too. Back at, they're red now. See in the multi-legs, so Let's see, what else do we got? SoFi. 69, trading at about 54. Little time on those. Reddit, the weekly one that came in, 289, that thing popped. NBIS, this guy should have took his profits. 109, came up and hit 123 there a couple times. Tesla, coming in there, spiked. So much volume on this, you can't even tell now. Reddit from the flow and charts. This was a very nice play. That was the whale entry. Got in here probably about 874, 9. I mean, probably didn't hit the ask right at open, but 874, and then we popped up here, hit 1380 yesterday. Good move on those. That was from our flow and charts. Then AMD. This poor whale is seeing a lot of volume in here now. And it looks like a lot of that's getting handed off because we didn't see a big change in that open interest. So it looks like that whale probably cutting in here around the 240s. Still with some time, so who knows. Yeah, I mean, a little quieter week, obviously shorter week. Let's look at these Dino ones that came in. Not right at the ask, but we can take a peek. So a little open interest. So that's where that's coming from. Right away, obviously, you have some bid side and ask side here. Let's see. Let's see, 37, so okay, spike in the IV when it comes in. 38.22, how we're looking all the way up. 22, so see that IV starting to drop there. IV dropping there. And then we pop up again, but it's bid side flow. See, when the flow's kind of, I don't want to say confusing, when you have to kind of sit and guess, this is kind of when I pass on something like that. Don't like guessing games, and where are we getting that descending fill? So that's what's causing our descending fill there. Big spike in the net call premium. Doesn't see a lot of call, and this is also 39% of the total volume. Let's see. So let's see here. Can I put my total volume on here? No, I can't. Let's see. So the 40 call there. I want to go back here and look. So this was the 919.40 call. So then we have a 45 call. So there's your other premium there on the day. So again, seeing that open interest come in there on the 22nd. See, like the 49 could be getting out at the ask at 74. We don't know. Don't know, but take a peek. 30, yeah, see, so you see how that IV kind of starts to dip. And then we spike. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'd want to see if this volume carried over. But that bid side there kind of concerns me. Yeah, we can. So I think that was the ones I just took out because those actually overlapped earnings. Let me go back and find that here 1 second. Let me go back and find that Fiven. Okay. Yeah. Let me come back here and look. Vivin, so it was the 8:15:30 call. So yeah, I mean, volume. Yeah, it almost looks like they're getting added to that one. But that whales down, and then keep in mind, earnings in 76 days. These expire a day after earnings. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, looks like they're still in. They could be adding. I'd be really cautious with that overlapping earnings, though. I heard a ding. Let's see. So, okay, here we have one coming in above the ask. So that's interesting right away. I just want to see where that previous volume came in. So, okay, a lot of other traders. So definitely an opener. So interesting. Okay, so this flow reads good to me. See that spike in the IV. Doesn't overlap earnings, coming in above the ask. I'm going to post this because this actually looks pretty good. Even just kind of coming back here and looking. Yeah, interesting. Flow looks good though. So let me throw this into the chat. This put in chat quick, and I should update the market tide as well. So 1 second here. Yeah, you don't get a ton of that above the ask flow, but it's interesting when you do get it. So it looks like market's coming up a little bit here. So we head into power hour. Let's pop this into the tide. Well, market's picked up a little steam, huh? A little steam into close. Well, the last hour not closed yet. I bet those apples, because I said they didn't look good, are probably running a little bit. Yep. Teeny bit. That's interesting to me because, I mean, you're not seeing a big swing in that net call premium there either. Well, good little move on the micro strategies finally. Yeah, everything today, nice little moves. Nice little moves. Does anybody have any flow or anything they want me to take a peek at while we're just kind of hanging out waiting for anything to come in? See, I think we looked at these. Oh yeah, we had that IV drop on those. And see, I mean, it's not 100% a science thing where it's gonna, if the IV's there, it's gonna move. I mean, because obviously you saw that IV decrease there, and calls are running a little bit there. Well, coming back down a little bit, but yes, I can. You want the chart WS? Got it. I'm gonna do it on TradingView because I hate charting on Webull. So 1 second here. PLD. You looking more long term, short term on that one WS? Man, what is up with you guys giving me under these $10 stocks too? I think the whale's a little longer term. Let's see. Do you know what contract it was again? Because if it's in the long term one, I can kind of take a peek here quick. Let's see. Let's see. APLD. I know, you see so much flow, it's so hard to remember every little thing. Alright, we're just going to chart it out for you. So we're going to just stick to the daily. So right away, can see we're in an uptrend. Uptrend's looking good there. Oops, come here. So back to about December, though, of last year. I mean, if you kind of... just going to kind of draw it like this a little bit. Just kind of clean her up a little bit for you. So obviously, long term, you're... Actually, I want to look at this on the weekly first. 1 second. That thing got crushed from its IPO. Okay, we're going to actually do this on the weekly, so please disregard everything that we just talked about, except for the first uptrend. So I'm kind of just looking at where we are right now. I mean, to me... And I don't want to go this far down here because, like, when I draw my trend lines, goal of drawing trend lines for people who don't chart a lot, you're just trying to get a majority of kind of the, get out of here, bottom tick of the candle. So, like, here, like, this is a really easy trend line to draw. You can see we don't have a lot of the stock, like, going under that trend line. You can even come out a little bit. And, again, it's not 100% science either. It gives you an idea. But I'm kind of looking at... this here, I'd probably almost put it, it's almost like we're range based here. So let me get rid of that top trend line. Come here. I mean, to me, and this almost, and for the people who are very, very, very good at charting, I'd almost say this kind of looks like a cup and handle here, because when you look, there's your handle, and here would be your cup. So it does look pretty bullish there. But to me... oh crap, there goes my stupid EMAs, yay. Yeah, just kind of looking at this though. Without the EMAs, it looks a little cleaner, but obviously you can see a lot of resistance at that 1039 level. Still in that uptrend, so I mean, you're bouncing up. Could see a little resistance here at 852 also. Just trying to come in here and get that for you. 840, 852-ish. I mean, that 12 cents makes a big difference on the stock move, but RSI wise too, you're pretty neutral. I mean, you're neutral, like exactly right here. I need to put, oh my god, I'm so happy it's Friday. I need to put my EMAs back on. Let's see. Okay, let's see, my red, do my blue, and I did this in the last live too, where I accidentally deleted the stupid EMAs. Okay, so we're gonna go blue there too. Alright, and then just kind of looking at your EMAs too. So on the weekly, I mean, you're on that 20-day right there. So, I mean, it's tough to know with these slower movers and you have earnings in 83 days. Could see a little movement up. I mean, I'd have that resistance at that 840. I mean, that's a big move, though, on the little stock here. I mean, for it to get up to that 850, I mean, that's a 23% move on the stock. But I want to see if I can find that contract for you to APLD. Actually, we're going to go in the overview and do it. Let's see if I can find it for you. So first up, we're going to look at the net premiums. So spiking the net put premium a little bit today. Call premiums coming up. Call volumes up too. So this is what I like to see right here. Did have kind of a run here when we had that big spike, but we had another big spike here. I'm guessing this is probably where they took some off back on the 28th. But let's see what we got for our highest open. So, okay, I'm trying to find a call. And WS, if you see what one it is too in here, feel free to yell, but he says it's a little longer term. So those are puts. It wasn't the 595, the 2027, I wouldn't assume. Yeah, those have been sitting there for a while too, it looks like. Let's see. I'm going to look in here and see if I can find where it possibly came in. Let's see. Okay, so those came in. Let's go there. Oh, are you looking at the 7, 8? Oh, the ones that came in today? The APLD 7, 18, 20, 25s? Jeez, am I that out of it? Okay, so this one that came in above the ask. Oh, well, I'm sitting here looking for a contract that came in like a week ago. When you said the long-term thing, I was looking for a long-term contract. I'm like, what is he talking about? I don't remember seeing a long-term APLD come in. Okay, well, that came in above the ask. That flow looked good because right when you see that flow come in, it's a floor trade also. So, I mean, that looks good there flow-wise. And, I mean, we're kind of moving a little bit now, too. And this doesn't overlap earnings then. No, you're good. I should have known, but when you sit and stare at flow all day, I mean, everything kind of just like runs together. But, well, I guess you got a good chart out of that one. So let me pop this back to the daily because I'd look at that on the daily a little bit more. So, I mean, your daily, I'm going to get rid of this and this. Just kind of come in here. Yeah, I mean, it's tough there. I'm looking for any gaps that we gotta fill. Any upside gaps? No short-term up gaps or anything. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of sitting right in the middle of that uptrend and kind of, you could see a little more movement, but now on the daily, obviously, you can kind of see you're hitting the top of that RSI and that overbought area. But something to watch out, because I mean, that is a good piece of flow there where it's coming above the ask. Good decent premium. And when we look at that, that premium is 13% of the total volume of the day. Trading about 0.75 of the volume for the 30-day. Yeah, interesting one. Nope, you're totally fine. I should have known right away. It's because I didn't refresh it. It won't refresh, obviously, unless you refresh the stock. But hey, you know what? Short-term memory, I guess, right? See, Nike, we got a spread that just came in. Oh, spread. So we got a long strangle. Yeah, I'm not a spread trader at all. Not a fan of trading spreads. Rather sell premium than that, but what do we got? Karma here. PLTR net premium. Let's look at Palantir for you. And I do probably gotta hop off here in about 20 minutes. Somebody has a vet appointment at 3 o'clock because somebody likes to make vet appointments during market hours still. And I will show you how crazy this dog is too. Well, I'm looking at Palantir. Yeah, I mean, that call premium is huge there on Palantir. Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, that's very aggressive there. Very aggressive there. 7 days. I like those ones. So big little volume there. They're happy. So I'm gonna pop this in the chat. Since we're just kind of BSing a little bit. So I do have the cutest little office worker, but he likes to not lay on his dog bed. Like, you have a dog bed, sir. Like, you should be on the dog bed. Dog beds are not cheap. Oh, crazy little thing. But yeah, that Palantir, I mean, especially after that dip this morning, wow. Wow. And we didn't actually have any good flow coming on that. Oh, let's look at these oracles. 11-day earnings flow, so probably wouldn't. Nope, we're going to skip and stick on Palantir. Yeah, I mean, Palantir, I mean, you had the multi-leg one come in. I saw these this morning, but when I looked at it, I mean, you had that obviously earlier volume. And when I looked at that flow here, I mean, that IV dropped. So, I mean, that flow ran, but that's why I always tell people it's not 100% going to always work. If it did, I mean, everybody would just get unusual whales and read flow and become millionaires. But it's a really good guide. I mean, for the most part. Oh, let's look at these AALs instead of talk about risk management. So 10, 17, 13 calls. Call volume picked up a little, or call premium picked up a little bit. Let's pop this back. So 51.32, that IV stays up. Coming in at the ask. Just want to see if we got a little previous volume. 51.32. All that volume kind of coming in. Yeah, this looked like an opening trade to me. And when we look at this, I just want to see how we look. Yeah, some good call volume in the last couple days, so that does look good there. And I do just want to look at one more thing on here. So 2% of the total volume. All right. This flow looks kind of good for a little longer term trade. Oops. And this is why I always tell people you got to look at the flow too. Not all ask side flow is going to be buy and not all bid side flow. I mean, this is I don't post every little small piece of flow that comes in because you have to do a little research into it. Can't just post everything that comes in. All right, let's see. Make sure it's in the long term. Okay. Good there. I heard another ding. URGN. So coming at the ask. Good premium, good size. Overlap. Nope, doesn't overlap earnings. Floor trade. What we got here? Cross order. Well, historical volume. Let's see. So like something like this comes in at the ask, looks perfect. I don't have any flow to kind of go off, and that Ivy is very high on that 316.50. You know, somebody came in and bought 5, another 10. Yeah, see, it makes it tough when you can't really read around it. I like to see the flow before the flow comes in. After helps too, but I like to see that flow before too. Oh, let's see. So I'll probably pass on that one. I mean, doesn't see a lot of... That's actually really interesting. And again, it's kind of a really slower mover. See, like something like this, when I kind of tell people I do want to, so that is 34% of the total volume. So like something like this for people that like to sell premium. Obviously, everybody knows these are slower movers. Like, so okay, URGN, let's go here and look. So let's say I wanted to trade this, but I don't want to actually buy calls. Come out here, when do these expire? Let's come back here. So 49 days. Oops. 49 days, I'd look at that chain. Can always sell puts as well too, and I mean that spread's kind of, there's obviously not a lot of volume traded on this one, so it makes it a little more difficult. A little shorter term, I mean like this. Do you think we're going to drop 50% in 21 days? Well, something like this, it's a little tougher, but let's see. So to get to that 2.5 and just kind of looking at the entire stock, have we ever been below $2 a share? No. 342 is the lowest it's ever been. So like this, like let's say I want to sell premium, I come in here, can sell, probably want to sell those 2.5 calls, just come in and sell. And then, I mean, at least that way theta's on your side, and you look at theta here. Not a ton of theta on these right away, obviously slower mover, but like that's something I do on kind of those penny stocks that I don't like buying calls on those. Cause I mean, you get a 2-cent move on those, it's a 10% move on the stock. So look at these Nike ones that just came in. 21 days, doesn't overlap earnings, pretty decent premium. I just want to check that volume to open interest. Okay, we got some bid side. So a little volume before here. I'm going to say this is an opening trade. Just like to see 2%. So, okay, we're looking at calls, not too far, 20 cents out of the money. Got a dividend date coming up. So 30.49, so okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so IV spikes when that comes in. Good sign right away. You can see it's a flow alert as well. So 3049, just following this up, coming in at the ask. So 3066, volume continues to increase. Some small volume coming in here. See, this is kind of what makes me want to pass on it. Obviously, it was some bid side here. That IV drops a little bit. A little tougher because, I mean, that IV does hit that 3066, but then it drops back to that original. Probably good flow, hard to tell. If we had a lot of net call premium, I'd probably lean on posting it, but good third of that's about bid side there, quarter of it's bid side. So we had more U contracts come in and some Netflix. These are multi-leg, so pass on those. You can just quickly tell here, I mean, part of a multi-leg trade. So let's look at these U's. So now something that's up 10% on the day. Yeah, we looked at it. I can pull it up again after this one. U here, so the 627.28 calls. I probably wouldn't chase something that's up 10% on the day, especially so short term. IV's up. I mean, no, you're good, Defunk. I gotcha. You got that flow from earlier too. Yeah, I mean, like, you're up so much on the day, probably don't want to chase it, but I mean, U's been getting a lot of attention. All right, let's look at the APLDs quick again for Defunk. So 37, hey, they're back to break even. What do you know? So this is what I was looking at. We had a floor trade, IV spikes when it came in. We're above the ask size there, and then that chart, we're just kind of sitting in the middle of no man's land there. So quick little, yeah, and that's what I was just kind of saying. I'm like, you're kind of coming to that 200 day on the daily here, and makes it a little difficult. And I'm not a huge fan of trading anything under $10 just because they're so slow. Unless you're selling premium, different story then. What's this? Extends topic now. All right, let's pop in the tide here. Final market tide before the end of the day. And I will probably have to hop off here in about 5:10. Let's go here, market tide. All right, let's see. So more MicroStrategies. Obviously, we're not going to chase that because we already posted a MicroStrategy from earlier, but yeah, so you're getting a lot of volume here, so it's, I don't want to say it's hard to diagnose what's going on, but too much volume. I can't identify what's opening. Probably pass on that. Let's look at that original MicroStrategy that came in. Let's see, what did you got? Yeah, we kind of looked at URGN there. Let me, no, you're good, Karma. I'm gonna pull it up again. What the hell was I just gonna look up? Oh, the MicroStrategy from earlier. I was like, I want to see where we were. So yeah, I mean, like, these 420 up at 533, 5. I have stops on, and I was speaking to another member about this earlier too, about the stops. I don't actually put like a physical stop on. Like I'll manually watch it. So like let's say I'm let me just find one in here. So like let's say I have it in here. I don't want to unlock my trading obviously, but let's say I have contracts. Like I'm just kind of manually following up that limit price. Like I'm not going to put an actual stop in Webull because usually if you get that info where, or like if something happens and the stock kind of just has a weird spread or something and it hits your stop, you can kind of be disappointed that way too. So I'll kind of just manually follow it. Then when I see if I want to sell or I see it pulling back, I just kind of drop that a little bit and then I can sell it easy. So I just kind of manually follow it. So when I'm saying adjust stops up, like just kind of keep an eye on the stock and all that. That's kind of what I like to tell people. Now let's look at URGN quick again for Karma. Maybe. Yep, that works too, WS. I mean, that's kind of something I like to tell newer people to trading because like Webull, it doesn't have trading or trailing stop, so it's kind of stupid where it's like, okay, well, I have to manually keep adjusting my stop, canceling my order, adjusting, and it's really obnoxious. I don't know why they don't have trailing stops. It's beyond me. I love Webull, but that is the one thing I wish they had. So Karma, back to URGN again. So I mean, your IVs are very high on this, obviously, and I like to see flow a little bit before that flow as well, just so I can kind of see what's going on. And I mean, that IV is kind of dropped here on a little more volume and premium there. Harder to 100% tell on something like this, but I mean, it's a low historical traded stock, and we were looking at that net premium there. I mean, look at that net call premium today. Don't know if something hit. Let's see. So URGN, let's see, what do we got? But actually, before I go into that, I'll just kind of tell you. So like Karma, if you sell premium, like one thing I like to do, like let's say you're selling that premium, you look at the weekly. Like this is me, like, okay, we've never been below $3 on the stock, obviously. Obviously things can change, but come in here, you're looking 21 days out. See, like I'd look to maybe sell these 2.5, 5 puts if I wanted to sell puts. Just come in here. I mean, you sell whatever you want, sell premium, easy to collect that premium. I like selling on kind of higher theta stocks though. Like MicroStrategy is a really good one because when you look at MicroStrategy, like let's say you did 14 days out and you were selling, let's just go a little further down. I mean, because there's open interest on these. You're selling those 270 puts. I mean, look at the theta on these things. 22 and your delta's only 4. So I mean, the odds of this getting to 270 before that time, and I think I don't know the stat 1,000% off the top of my head, but I think it's like 80% of options expire worthless. So I mean, that's why a lot of people sell premium. It's a very, very smart thing to do instead of kind of just hoping something goes up or down too. But I wanted to see if there was news on this. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any major news on that. Nothing recent, at least. Yeah. Yeah, to answer your question, I don't know the pump. Really interesting, though. Like, I mean, just look at today. From that 360 all the way up to that. That's a 16% gain. So like that's why I'm not a fan of kind of buying options on those slower moving stocks. It's a dollar move. I mean, so I mean, even like if we just dropped from, let's just say this 414 back to $4, you're taking roughly 3.5% off that stock. So those slower movers can be worse for your contract. They can make them look a lot worse, especially if you get like a 10-cent move. So that's kind of why I'm like premium selling on them's a little better than just actually like buying calls or puts. But yep, so that was your look at URGN. So the MSTRs. Yeah, it's... And you can obviously run spreads and stuff. I don't trade spreads. Please don't ask me how to do spreads, but... oh, man. This poor little dog's going to have to get woken up to go to the vet. Somebody's got to get a vaccine, I think. How are we looking now? Damn, we're just pumping into the end of the day. Oh, hey, look at that. Switched over just in time. Well, we're showing 14:11 that it came in 20 minutes ago. $286. So okay, Ivy pops. I don't know why that didn't ding for me. It probably did, but kind of in the other stuff. Yeah, like something like this would look good to me. 21 days out. Yeah. Let's see. So that's like 0%. Yeah, probably pass on that. How we do it on the APLDs? And just flat. Oops. MicroStrategy, that thing's, yeah, that popped. G, high of the day right now. LE near the high of the day. Good little end of the week for us. Yeah, what a quiet week for Flow. These holiday weeks kind of suck too. Or post-holiday weeks, pre-holiday weeks. And then as we head into summer too, it's gonna get a little quieter, especially on Fridays. Let's take a peek at this flow that just came in. GLXY, never even heard of it. What are they? Financials. So that's weird because you have that big... I'm just mad at myself for playing earnings. I'm so mad at myself for that. Like, I know for a fact not to play earnings, and I'm like, oh, why not? But I made a nice little return on that Reddit flow and charts play from earlier in the week. So I'm like, oh, hey, I'm cocky. Look at that. I made some good money. I'll do a little gambling. And this is why I don't gamble. I am the worst gambler in the world, too. Like, I don't go to the casino. I'll bring $30 to the casino, and I'm like, I'm pissed I lost my $30. Not saying the stock market's not a casino, but, you know. Let's see. So not a lot of volume here. Yeah, probably pass on this guy, too. Yeah, I lost 500 on that one. I only did 5 contracts. But I mean, like, the thing is, when you go into earnings, like, I always think, I'm like, that money's gone, no matter what. But then, like, I was reading their earnings report, and I'm like, well, what the hell? Because this has happened the last 3 times I've played earnings. I played Hood probably, I think it was like 2-3 years ago when they had their first profitable quarter ever, and literally the stock tanked like 14%. I'm like, that's so stupid. And then Tesla last year, they had good earnings and then tanked. And then Marvel had really good earnings too and tanked. So it's like the worse the stock does on earnings, the higher chance it's going to go up. But, you know, it's just a crapshoot. Earnings is a crapshoot. It's legit gambling. That is gambling at its finest. Poor little puppy. Yeah, I mean, that's the proper way to play earnings, is kind of wait for earnings to pass, that IV drops, and then you can at least kind of see what the stock did. It's the proper smart way to play earnings. All right, but everybody, I got to get off. I got to head out. I will have our flow recap video for the week up later tonight, and then kind of the rest of the stuff up as well. So thanks for joining in, everyone. I will, and it's recorded, so if you missed it at all, just feel free. I'll post that as well. But have a great weekend, everyone.